everybody, please make
Yeah.
sure you have something to write with.
We got quite a bit of information. But not all. They're going to drip on us over the next 6 weeks too. So we don't know everything, but we'll tell you what we know. Yes,
It's a
that's the
big
canister.
container of powder, I can tell you that. It's a big one. I can't show you the label, but it's a big container of powder. Go ahead, April.
And, and actually, it's a two-part system. Do you want to show the other one too, since you
Oh
already
yeah,
already
it's
showed
the
that?
big, that's just a little black bottle, but and I'm sure it's not the same bottle, but anyway.
Yeah, it's really exciting. They took three of the presidentials and they're actually running blood work on them now. But as you heard through the internet, originally Tyler lost 21 pounds. That was false information. He actually did lose 20 pounds, but it was in combination with before he started the product. But he did lose 12 pounds in 3 weeks on the products, which is huge. I mean, to think you would lose 21 pounds in 3 weeks would be, I mean, just kind of crazy, unless somebody was really big, but he had a little weight to lose, but not like that anyway. So, and he wants to be down quite a bit before we all see him in October. So that's really cool. But he looked really good. Wasn't starving. We saw him eat, breakfast and
He ate
dinner
with
whenever
us
we were
every night,
together.
so we saw him eat, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, he had dessert, so he didn't skip anything there. So and he said he altered his diet a little bit, meaning that he was doing like a protein shake for lunch with milk and fruit and stuff. And then Tasha was cooking a regular dinner. And apparently she's like a gourmet cook, so she really likes to cook. So that was good. But what Kristen told us was that 82% of adults are currently managing their weight. So 82% are managing their weight, and broke that down to 120 million are trying to lose weight. That's a really big market. And 73.1 are trying to maintain their weight, meaning they're struggling to maintain their weight. So that was pretty big.
And that's just US, that's not Canada, that's just United States.
Yes. Yeah, that's just here. So also, she said the hormone, the GLP-1 is a hormone, if you haven't already gotten that off of Facebook. And our body needs it. And very much like collagen and everything else, it declines as we age, mostly due to sugars, food, sedentary lifestyle, or just some ways that it's contributing to them declining even faster. So, sugars, overeating, carbs, sedentary lifestyle, all that is adding to that GLP-1 decreasing. The hormone is produced in the gut. It's produced in the lower GI, so they're making sure that our product gets down into the lower gut where it needs to be. It will be by the time October. They're really expecting it to be patented and have
It
some
is
more
patent
studies.
pending as we speak.
Yeah, it's patent pending, but they expect it to be patented by October, and we'll have studies out on it by then. Some of the things it does, it's real interesting. They keep saying that it turns down the food noise, which you can kind of translate into cravings. The three people that are on it all said they feel full really fast, like they're not even hungry, they're not looking for food as much. It's the weight is coming off very naturally. They're not really doing much other than what they normally did. Tyler's going to add some walking around the block. I don't even consider that exercise, but walking his dog
Yeah,
around the
he
block at
said
night.
he would
So,
do one lap with Tasha walking the dog.
yeah.
But
So
I'm not so sure he actually meant it, but
whatever. So you can't even say like he took on this big, like people are doing the 75 hard now, where they really watch what they eat all day long. They exercise in the morning, they exercise at night, no alcohol, no sugar. Those people you expect to get results, but he's really just trying to keep the same lifestyle he has had all along. And he's just really encouraged because the weight has come off. He wants to accelerate it now. And his thought is he would walk the dog with Tasha around the block. So again, he's not in the gym going crazy or doing anything that is totally out of the normal. let's see. There's a lot of noise out there with GLP-1 in the field. And she said there's going to be a lot of differences. Some of it, the ingredients have no claims. They have no science behind them. A lot are just not enough of the ingredients that are in there. So we need to be careful with that. And this I've seen myself already, the few I've checked out, they're relabeling a prebiotic. So they're using probiotics and prebiotics as it's a GLP-1 activator.
Can you
So
imagine
we
they're
really
taking
need
an
to be
existing
careful.
product they've already had and changing the label to make it a GLP-1 product, and all it was a probiotic or prebiotic beforehand. This, I'm talking, other companies are doing this, trying to get on the bandwagon without having to have a real product that actually works.
So this is huge. The study that they
It's gonna
alluded
ring, it's
to
gonna be me.
I make a right turn at the
We-
light.
are,
Not this one,
whoops.
second one.
Can
This
you
one
see
is-
that, Bobby? I see.
Down there.
Yeah, second light.
Mute. Okay, I think I got her. Okay. This is huge. We are going to be the first to have a study to show the GLP-1 increase. So it will not just be talk. We will actually be able to show. She didn't allude to how much or whatever, but she said we will be the first one to actually show the results. Now, we've both taken just a few of it, just 2 days, 3 days, maybe 2 days. And you really do feel a lot fuller. You don't feel, there's no raciness if you're worried about that, no heart palpitations. You don't really feel anything other than you just don't really desire the food. You're not looking for it. So that can be, and Bobby, do you want to speak to it more? Because I know you did the
Yeah, it's, and I can only person, some of you have known me for a while, and whether I get active or not, I've always struggled with my weight. And the biggest problem for me has always been the cravings. I mean, it just calls me. If April would make something good, or if it was in the fridge, or even if I knew it was in our backup fridge out in the garage, it would freaking call me, man. I mean, it was the cravings, and the term they're using now is food noise. In my head was unbelievable, especially and we're playing a lot of pickleball. Many nights we're out playing pickleball, and I couldn't think of anything worse to do than you come home from pickleball at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and you want to shove everything you can find in your mouth before you go to bed. Okay, not good idea, and it's amazing in the 3 days. And I told April, I said, we didn't eat much while we were here, and I didn't think about it. It wasn't on my mind. And even with the with alcohol, all I was drinking, and those I like to have I'm a margarita person. I tend to like the fruitier drinks. And I just had a little vodka over ice with a squeeze of lemon. It was just clear. And the cravings for the sweets and the carbs were not there. And that's only 3 days. And I want to show you something. So it's very different if you ever seen with anyone else. This is the scoop, and it's a powder. Okay, I'm just going to dump it so you can see it. It's a powder, and I drank it with water. Okay, just water. Okay, that's all I did. And you're supposed to work up to 4 scoops. That's why it's so big, the container. 2 scoops for a couple days, and then 4 scoops after that. And that's once a day. So you drink it 1 time a day. The pill, this is the pill. It's about the same size as a pill of the fat burn. If you know the size of the pill, the fat burn pill, it's about the same size that you take. And the one key thing that they said is the very first thing you do in the morning, way before your coffee, way before your Axio, before you drink the water, the very first thing you do is take those 2 pills. And you want to give it at least a half hour, at least. They want it getting deep and low into your gut. Okay, that is it. So they want that to be the very first thing you do. Then you drink the powder, and then you do what you do. Okay. And all I can tell you, for me to not think about food, especially traveling, especially being in airports, especially being in, vacation places and hotels and stuff like that, that's amazing. Okay. That is really amazing. But I wanted to share something that, that Tyler was saying, and we had a chance to spend a lot of time with him and Tasha over the last couple of days. And he said he really wanted to make sure that he did absolutely nothing different other than using the product. Now, he said the product made him less hungry. The product made him less, where he wasn't thinking about doing some of the things he used to do. Okay. And he says the thing that he was always weakest with is he was never a 3 meal a day guy. He was a 2 meal guy, but he said he would snack all day and all night long. He'd be snacking just nonstop, especially when his grandkids came over, because they'd go in the playroom and he had all kinds of candy and snacks and stuff in there, for when they visited. And he said the snacking, he's just kind of stopped because he just doesn't feel like it and he doesn't think about it. And I'm like, wow, that is really cool. So we're excited. Um, we have to, we can't, we're showing you and saying what we're allowed to say, but we did have to sign some non-disclosure. But they do want us marketing, they want us measuring, they do want us doing certain things. But this is an activator, folks. This is going to be something that nobody else has. And it's going to be in the price range that anybody that wants to lose weight can afford it. They almost gave us the price, and I guess they were just waiting for finance to, I guess, put their seal of approval on. Remember, we all publicly traded, okay? There's certain things that, that they have to do, okay, before they give out things. But the talk and the rumors that we were hearing, and I'm that's my disclaimer, they were rumors, okay? But we were it seemed like the retail price was going to be between 180, 190 for the two products. That would be for a month. It seemed like the subscription price would be about $20 less than that. And the consultant price would be about $20 less than that. So the consultant price being somewhere 145, 150, okay, would be the consultant price. There will be a lot of specials available to you in Kansas City and just in Kansas City. Okay. Matter of fact, they allowed us to do something. They're calling us Club 55 because they had 55 of us in Park City. But there's going to be some opportunities. They may even consider letting people pre-order. That wasn't solidified yet, but there's going to be package and bundles and different opportunities to get the products a few different ways in Kansas City. Okay, so one thing that they did ask us to do, folks, and I'm going to ask you myself, and we committed to doing it, and we're hoping everyone else will. If you're not already registered to go, register. Okay, get it done and plan on being there. You never ever want to not have in your arsenal, in your repertoire moving forward. You never want to be able to talk about what other people said it was like to be there when it rolled out. You want to say you were there. You want to say you witnessed it. You want to say that's part of your story for life, is to say you were there when it happened. Okay. And for the people that, that were here 15 years ago and 14 years ago when Pro Tandem came out and they had a lot of their firsts, they said they have been able to claim they were there for certain things, whether McCord said or did something or whatever it was, and they've been able to use that story for a lifetime. And this is your chance, okay, to be able to say you were there when the first all-natural herbal activator of GLP-1 was launched. And we're not going to be allowed to compare direct to pharmaceutical companies, just like the rules with nutrition and supplements. Okay. What we do in our one-on-one conversations is one thing, but what we put on tape and record, that's something different. Okay. So, but you don't want to miss this. And one of the things the company asked is, number one, go home and make sure that whoever isn't registered gets registered and plans on being there. But they added this: +1 who is not already in the business or already registered to go. In other words, somebody, for all of us to bring somebody else that is not planning on going yet, okay, and bring them with us. So we're throwing that out there so that you'll challenge yourself to not be there by yourself, that you'll challenge yourself to be able to see the way a new person attending, whether it's their first event or you reactivated somebody that's been dead for 10 years, that's like a new person, okay? But to be able to bring another person so you could see it through that new person's eyes. April and I, our plan is to bring new people that have never been involved before and look at it through their eyes. But by all means, we'd love to have anybody that's been inactive for any period of time to be there too. Okay, that's it's going to be a big plus, but you're just not going to want to miss. And again, we're still talking 7 weeks from now. It's still a long way off. Okay. And we got plenty of time. And, there's, and if anyone is going to be looking to, or have an interest in sharing a room with someone, you got to get word out to people who have bigger groups so we have a chance of pairing people up. Okay. So, if and that a woman wants to come and would like to share a room with another woman, well, let me or April know that, and so we can get word out, okay, and help pair them up where they can stay for half the price or whatever it might be. But this one's going to be big, folks, and um there's a lot of good that's going to come from having something natural and herbal without the side effects versus the shots. Okay, there's just going to be a lot of good that comes from that. Kenneth, are you still on here? Oh, there you are. Are you in Vegas now?
And no, I'm in St. George, Utah.
St. George, you didn't go to Vegas yet? Okay.
I'll be going there
You
tomorrow.
and Annette were with us. You want to add anything or share or something we missed?
Yeah, I think you covered a lot. I think this is truly exciting, right? I feel so honored to have been part of this and be like trying the products for 2 months. I'll be reporting out and see what happens. I've been on it for 2 days now, and I agree, with Bob. Yeah, I haven't felt as hungry. It tastes great. I haven't seen any difference. It doesn't make me feel worse or better. I just don't think of food. I don't. It's. I don't know how to describe it. Right? It's very weird.
That's
because,
where I'm at with it. If you're not thinking about
I
it, then
just
it
like
ain't
it
going in
just
your
doesn't.
mouth. It's like,
Right. It just doesn't happen, which is nice. But on the very first day of the event, I sat at a table with Mark Shinzato, and he's a presidential, very very successful in our business, and he said, his plan is to go out and build an army. He wants to go out there and really build the business. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, back 15 years ago when LifeVantage started, they had no product. They knew some Protandim product was coming, but they had no product for a while. We are in the exact same situation now. Okay? We have 2 months to build up. This is the chance for everybody to be part of being first. Okay. It doesn't matter if we have the product or not. Like, yes, we can try it and use it. And we'll of course share our experiences, what we feel and our results. But we're all in the same boat. None of us have the products, but we have an amazing opportunity to build a huge business. That's what I intend to do. I'm going to use this as the springboard to grow as fast as we can. I really think there's going to be more millionaires created in this company who have earned maybe $1,000 or less combined, you know, because this is the opportunity. This is the chance to say, oh my God, 82% of Americans are thinking about doing something about their weight. 100 million people or more, right? So we have a chance to not only get a lot of customers, but build a business. And here's the thing, it's a very quick, either you see it or you don't. If you don't see it, I'm moving on. I'm not going to be begging anybody to join me, because if they are stupid enough to not see what we have, I don't want to deal with them. So I'm going to talk to as many people as I can. If they see it, hey, we're going to lock arms and we're going to go, go, go. If you don't see it, well, okay, we move on. You're going to lose out. So that's what I plan on doing. We're gonna
You just triggered
on.
something, Kenneth, in my memory. Mark had mentioned that he was building the business with distributors that wanted to earn money before the product was even available.
Yeah, absolutely.
When we first joined our first company, we didn't have a product for the first 6 weeks either. And we did $1.6 million in business in the first month with no product. Knowing it was coming, but we didn't have it. And this is the time, and Steve was talking about this at the, they took us all to a Josh Turner concert last night, and we had dinner before. And what Steve Fife was talking about is the need to have more people getting loud and sharing the information, and not necessarily more customers. This is the time to get loud about money, about business, about being first, about sharing something nobody knows about, and to get really, really active with adding consultants. And Kenneth, that's what Kenneth was just, elaborating.
Exactly. That's the whole piece, right? We got to sign up consultants. We got to build an army of people who want to build a business. And either you see it or you don't. It's that simple. If you don't see it, move on. If you see it, great. Here's the chance to be first. Do you want to be first? It's a very simple question, right? Do you want to be first? Yes or no? If you don't see it, you don't want to work with them. Then you move on.
Hey, I see you. Thanks, Ken. I see Catalina. You want to add something that we have not shared yet? Unmute yourself, Catalina.
Sure. Yeah, I'm very excited about this because definitely most people want to do something about their weight. And this is not even about beauty anymore. This is about, and it's not like they can compare with like the collagen, like vital protein, and you have to explain to them how our collagen is different. But this product is definitely going to be very easy to explain. And, and I think weight loss is it's major industry, major, huge. And I think it for everyone. Somebody was asking if it's going to be for teens and children. We don't know yet. I'm sure they will address the age limit for everybody, but from the composition being natural, most likely, at least older teenage, like 18 and above, probably should be okay to try it. But they will for sure talk about that. But yeah, I'm very excited to offer it to all my, patients that have weight issues. And definitely if we can, if I can take off some of the people that, refuse to give up Ozempic and, Mounjaro and so forth, and can, have them try this and see the difference, that will be amazing. So definitely very excited about it. And Lucian will start tomorrow morning.
I'll stay in touch, and Kenneth and we'll stay in touch with Lucian and keep him excited about it. So yeah, God forbid you should lose 1 ounce, Catalina. This is pollution. It's like,
well, I want to taste it, so as
you can taste it, but yeah. So folks, there's a limited number of times that we get an opportunity to find out about something and know about something before the rest of the world does. And, it's funny, April, do you remember that $1.67 million the first
I
month with
do.
no
I
product?
do.
I got to
Yeah.
tell you something, folks. It was the most fun we ever had in our lives in business because it was like selling a pyramid, and we knew it wasn't a pyramid, but it was fun for a little while. We got to treat it like one, and I don't care what people say, but they love pyramids. Okay, they may not admit it up front, but people really love them. And I'll tell you that this is 32 years ago that this was, but when the products arrived, we had people so excited about talking to people about money and starting businesses. Then we had to explain to them what to do with the products. Like they were like, well, what do we do with this stuff? Like, I'm like, well, just keep selling the money in the business if you don't want to worry about the stuff, But it was, if you don't think that people finding out about something ahead of time is going to be exciting. I don't know if you guys know Daniel Song. We had a chance to meet him for the first time, but he's the newest person to come over from another company that brought a whole team with them, and they came from a company that was a weight loss company. Okay, that I went out of business, and in talking to him, he just said this product is so much better than anything we had before. And we made a fortune in the 4 years of what we were doing before. And, I'm telling you, folks, you're there. Okay. If you ever wanted, and it don't matter if you're fat or skinny, it don't matter if you're fit or not, 82% of the people are worried, concerned, or trying to do something about their weight. 82% of all people. You could just pick 10 of them and put them in a room, and 8 of them are concerned about their weight and want to do something about it.
Bobby,
And
the other thing that they spoke about too, it's not just weight. Look at the number of people that are pre-diabetic or diabetic these days.
well,
I mean,
that's why they're doing the blood work.
yeah, you can even have a thin person, normally they're a little on the heavier side, but that is a big issue in our society. And they're saying the kids coming up, how that's supposed to multiply, supposed to get very serious in the next few years. So, there are a lot of health benefits, but today, all right, we don't have that product. But if you remember, those of us that were activated already on NRF2 and maybe some of the probiotics, prebiotics, got that much better results on the collagen than those that didn't. Those that just started collagen weren't activated, our customers and stuff, they got results. Sure, they got results. But the results that were really multiplied, and that's why that package together, and that's why that study happened, was because people using both those products together got better results. But look at how fast the consultants that were already activated when they started the collagen, and that's what started the whole study that needed to be done, was because they were activated. They're saying the same thing. They're already aware of this, that we have advantages because our body, and there's a great study I just put in Lifespan Matters showing how NRF2 and this GLP-1 work together and why they need to be together, with oxidative stress and stuff. So again, Bobby and I, we're not doctors. We have no medical background, but if we can make heads and tails of it, I'm sure you can. So you owe it to yourself to.
And actually, Julie Boyster said that yesterday at the farewell dinner. She said the baseline for everything we do is Protandim NRF2. That's the baseline. Okay. That it starts with that. And that product is going to make every other product we either currently have or will bring in the future work better than somebody that's not on Protandim. So, but getting back to Shinsato and some of the other things that Julie said, there's going to be measurable results for anybody that wants to do blood work. Your blood sugars are going to move. And obviously, A1C is a longer stretch of your blood sugar. And you're going to see those numbers move in people that need to see them move. Shinsato, I believe, is diabetic. He wears a monitor all the time and stuff. And you look at him, he's so frail and so small and such a little man. He's big in stature, but he's a little man. He's a diabetic. Okay. And he's got to pay. And he is so freaking excited about it. It's, you know, and to see Tyler, any of you, look, we've only known Tyler a few years. Some of you have known him 15 years, okay? For a product to get Tyler excited, you have to understand what that means, okay? Tyler is a money guy, okay? He has always been a money guy. And he told the company, he said, I am fairly high profile here and I need to lose some weight. So I am interested in being one of your specimens or whatever it is, lab rats or somebody. He was so funny with it. But folks, I got to tell you, we had a chance 32 years ago to be first in a company before there even was a product. The product ended up being a weight loss product and ended up getting studied at Johns Hopkins. It was one of these once in a lifetime products, like Protandem was to, you know, to LifeVantage, same type of thing. If you get out in front of this over the next 6-7 weeks, and then you get down to, you know, you get to Kansas City and get some of your product to take home with you and hear from, you know, the people that have been on it for 6-8 weeks at that time, you know, because that's why they gave, you know, 100 of us product, okay, so that they can have, and they made, you know, they made us put on dumb looking shirts and took pictures of us and all kinds of crap. It wasn't just here's your product and go home, you know. It was like Kenneth didn't like his tank top. I didn't really like mine either. And then they made us give the shirts back. It's like, put it on, take the picture, and give the shirt back. So anyway, hey, we've been going a half hour. We just want you to know we are really, really, really excited about this. And it's the same old thing. You want to hit Kansas City at a full steam ahead, you know, motion. And you want to be there to say you were there, and you want to have new people there with you. Not just look, we want everybody there, but we need new blood there. Don't come alone. Bring new people with you. Bring somebody new with you that hasn't been there before, and let them experience a first time ever in the history of the world product launch. Okay, let them see it. They've heard all the Ozempic and all that stuff on TV, the GLP-1. Even the average person sees it on TV. They don't know what it is, but they associate with those letters and the number one with weight loss, okay? Or a shot, okay? They're relating to it. And let's get those people, get this in front of those people. You know, I had a chance to talk to another lady yesterday that I hadn't met, and I believe she was an executive. I'm not going to give her name out, but, you know, people don't know what they don't know, but you and I do know. We know, okay? And we can't blame it on them for their behavior if they don't know what we know. See, that's our fault. It's not their fault. And I don't care how dumb they act. I don't care what kind of a buffoon they act like. If they don't know what we know, it's because we didn't make enough of an effort, or we didn't care enough to let them know what we know. Okay, and I don't mean just text them, and I don't just mean share words. I mean speak with heart and conviction and passion to them and say, look, almost like shake them. Okay, you don't want to miss this. You're going to hate yourself if you're going to miss this. You're going to hate yourself if you had a chance to be the first to see it live and try it live, and you knew about it and you didn't do it. Okay, and see, that's on me and you. That's not on, well, I talked to Mary and Mary said, you know, oh, I don't know, I can't take a couple days to go to Kansas. That's not on Mary, that's on you. Okay, and I've used this example in the past and you've heard it. If you suddenly found out you had free tickets to the Super Bowl and you could take a couple of your friends, do you think you would have trouble finding a couple friends to go to the Super Bowl with you? No, you wouldn't. They'd be fighting to see who would get to go with you. Well, this is our Super Bowl. Okay, and we have advance notice on it. Okay, and we're not talking about paying $10,000 for a ticket. We're talking about registration might be $99, to go there. So let's treat it with the respect and the excitement that it should be treated, and get our teams there. But I'm going to challenge each one of you, including me and April personally, not just you be there with another person that you hadn't even thought about until I opened my big mouth tonight about it. Okay? Bring another person there with you that isn't a deadbeat in the business, that isn't somebody that, I'm talking about a new person. Get somebody excited enough to go with you. If you have a hotel room, tell them you'll share the room with them. Now, guys and girls, if you may, I get that you can't do that. Everybody can't do that. But I'm just saying, be creative. If you want, we were trained in our other company. I didn't agree with the way everything they preached to us with building the business. But here was one thing that always made sense to me. If you bring guests to an event, it doesn't cost you anything to be there. They end up paying for your trip. Why? They get involved in the business, they purchase product, they join, and they start building the business. And whatever it cost you to be at the event, you end up getting back because you had new people start a business and begin building a business. So if you go to an event with new guests, the event ends up being free, because they're going to join, they're going to make purchases, you're going to earn commissions, but more important, they're going to go home educated and trained and begin building a business. And if their initial business didn't offset it, the coming month or two will, okay, with what they go and do in the business. So it's that same old goldfish bowl philosophy. We can talk 40 or 50 of us here on Sunday night, but we can't be the 2,000 or 3,000 that they would be around in Kansas City. We can't be that, okay? We're just the 40 or 50 that talk on Sunday nights. The bigger the bowl, the bigger the fish. I've told you about my turtle. I bought him for my son 24 years ago. He was a little turtle, and he's now in my office. He's the size of a manhole cover in a 100-gallon tank. He became my turtle after 1 week. I've had him for 24 years, okay? And every time I put him in a bigger tank, what do you think happened? He got bigger, okay? He kept getting bigger. Well, us people, we're like fish, okay? If you put us in a bigger bowl, we get bigger, okay? That's why it's so important to bring people to these events, because once you get their mind expanded, once they see it, they can't unsee it. It's like squeezing the toothpaste out of a tube. You can't put it back in, okay? And that's the one thing about vision and events. Once they've seen it, they can't unsee it. So here we are. We've been waiting, April and I, for 7 years, okay, with LifeVantage. We got so tired of hearing that stupid Pro Tandem NRF2 story when we first joined from the people that were here 8 years, 9 years before we were. Okay, well, no excuses now. We're here for the big granddaddy of them all, the weight loss product. And we had Big Pharma softening the market for us with their shots. Okay, and now we got something natural and herbal that won't have any side effects, that's going to work like that. Okay. This is our shot. Are you all in or what? Give me a thumbs up. Let me see. Are you all in? Are you going to bring somebody with you that maybe you hadn't thought about until I just said it? I mean, come on, folks. And we'll always figure out something to do down there. If we know who's registered and who's coming, we'll figure out something fun to do in Kansas City so we can hang out for 3 or 4 hours as a team and do something that, people want to do and make it even more memorable. So, April, any last thoughts?
No, just, I'm going to keep it quick because we're so over. Weight loss is even more visual, 10 times more visual than the collagen is. A girl might ask a girl about collagen, but nobody stops at saying, how did you lose the weight? It doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl. It's a hot, hot topic, very visual, and people will say, what are you doing? I see it with girls all the time at tennis, and they're all in pretty good shape, but still somebody loses 5 pounds, we're all like, give it, what are you doing? So it's just very, very visual, and it's, hot topic. So I
Fred?
saw Janet's hand up, but I'm
Any
not sure
last,
she's
Fred,
still
any last
on.
thoughts?
I have a question.
Go ahead,
You,
Jaya.
you talked about probiotic and prebiotic. What has that to do here?
It's
I
all
don't-
because this is lower gut. It's getting your whole gut in shape and activated. That's the package they've been pushing.
So
So
we don't need to take probiotic, prebiotic.
No, she was talking about
No.
other companies, Jaya, not
Yeah.
us. Other
Oh.
companies
Yeah.
have taken their prebiotic and relabeled it as if it was a GLP-1 product.
Oh,
And they
But
did
we don't wanna
nothing to
wait.
make it a GLP-1.
yeah, we don't want to wait for 6 weeks, 7 weeks to do business. You want to do business today. So you got somebody to sign up. You've got the collagen story. Get yourself activated today. Get your body activated. They were saying even sooner, we were always saying for every month you erase the decade. And they were saying like in 45 days you were in better shape. Maybe that's a statistic Fred knows too, but we got to get people activated before they even start the product to maximize their results even better. Why wait 6, 7 weeks and then let them start? And it's a slower start when if they got activated, it would be a much, that's the same thing that happened with the collagen. We've learned from that already now. So I would get, what I'm doing is getting them on NRF2, getting them on the prebiotic, the probiotic.
Hey, I didn't see there was a lot of stuff in the chat. It sounds like they're working to get the product when it comes out in October, that it be on the NFR site. It sounds like, they're planning on that, but you don't hold me to that. But that was sounding like a positive thing that they wanted to do. And in the other markets, nobody's going to wait more than 8 months. Some it's going to be sooner than that. But one of the things they were really felt was extremely important. Sometimes you got to change an ingredient or two for different markets. That happens with every company, with every product. But the one thing that they wanted to make sure did not need to change, the price is going to be the same in all markets. They're not going to adjust it up and down. So when they come out with the pricing in the US, even if they have to change a few things for Canada or for Europe, it's going to stay the same price. And they're going to try and keep that consistent through the markets. Also, the PV on it are points. In talking to Tyler about this, everything they introduce, they want to make sure is an 80% PV. Okay, so whatever, if it's $100, it's 80 PV. If it's 200, it's 160. It's going to be 80%. So there's a lot of consistency that they're looking at, here, which is good. Anyone else?
Bob, is it coming out in all markets?
Well, it's starting
It's
with the
launched.
US as always, and then it will roll out into the other markets, but they are working with multiple markets at the same time. But as you know, from Axio and different things, sometimes they need to make an adjustment in an ingredient or two. So it's starting with the US, but they are planning on getting it into all markets that it is, physically possible to get into as fast as they've ever done it.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Sorry for so long, folks, but this is
Perfect.
this is
a
like
great
the most
training.
important thing ever, in our businesses. And I can't emphasize it enough, how important it is that you be in Kansas City, how important it is that we get new consultants enrolled before Kansas City, that we have them activated before this product comes out. It's, you're gonna, I'll tell you, and there's people in LifeVantage that have been around for 8, 10, 12, 15 years that didn't take advantage the first time around, okay, that have been praying that they get a second chance. The second chance is here, okay? It's here. And April and I look at it the same way. We didn't have the first chance because we weren't here. We were in another company. But now we're all getting a second chance at the same time to be first with what's going to be the biggest product LifeVantage has ever had, because there's nothing bigger than weight loss. And you know how tough it is to explain oxidative stress. It's not an easy thing, when you start with the Protandim and the NRF2 and all that. But weight loss speaks for itself, man. I mean, you know, what do? I take these 2 pills and I drink this in the morning and I'm done. It's easy. You know, I'm telling you, it's easy. It's like the doctors with the shot. You take the shot, you're done. You know, I mean, so let's take advantage, folks. Let's not let this one pass us by. You know, we know who's on here every week. Let's get new people on here joining us. We'll be preaching Kansas City. We'll be preaching this for the next 6 weeks. And let's get a record number of people there so our businesses, starting on October 12th, okay, begin to explode. Now, you do understand the middle of October, it's about 10 weeks before the end of the year. And what happens at the first of the year? Is there something called New Year's resolutions? What is the number one New Year's resolution? I want to lose weight. Okay. It's either weight or money, depending on the situation someone's in. They either want to do something to make more money, but everybody say, I want to lose weight. Okay. So we're going to think about this, 10 weeks before resolution time, we're going to get a chance to get the locomotive going at full steam. Okay. Full steam ahead. We're going to be able to market it right through Christmas, Hanukkah, Thanksgiving, and all that stuff. I'm telling you, folks, this is going to be a bonanza. But it's only going to be a bonanza if you start to do the things we're talking about now. Okay? Start enrolling people now. I was so excited yesterday. I got an enrollment while we were on the river. Okay? They took us on an 8-mile rafting thing. Yes, the water was cold. Yes, they even dumped some people in the water. Thank God it wasn't one of us, but another boat, 2 people got dumped in the water. But, you know, it's why somebody started in the business with us that live in Oklahoma. Okay, got another one starting tomorrow that's in South Carolina. April's got a whole bunch on the fence. So we gotta get busy now. Okay, that's the key. So anyway, folks, thank you so much for getting on. It's been a long 4 days for us. I know Catalina, she had like a 4 o'clock limo ride from the hotel to the airport this morning. Ours wasn't quite that bad. Ours was like 6:30, but it's been a long 4 days, but we're excited with what's coming. And as we can share more and more details with you, we will. So, you know, it's a powder. I showed you, okay? It mixes well with almond milk, with anything that's not carbonated. They seem to really like using it as a smoothie. That seems to be real popular, with either a skim milk and almond milk, filling it with some fruit and putting the scoops in there. It looks like a protein powder, but it's not. Okay. But it looks and smells like, remember our old vanilla flavored protein powder? It kind of smells a little bit like that. But that's it. That's all I got, folks. Hopefully.
Hey, Bob, can I ask one question? This is Debbie.
Go ahead.
Why are they saying food noise versus cravings? Do you know?
I think they're the same thing. I mean, I think they're the same thing. To me, if you can get food out of your head and out of your mind, you have to lose weight. I don't know how you would not lose weight if you're not thinking about food. You know, so, but they talk about food noise.
Called food noise.
GLP makes the food not get away from the intestine sooner. It remains in the intestine longer. So you feel completely satisfied and you don't crave for the food. It affects in the central.
Okay.
A lot of these products have a bearing on your mind and your thoughts too. Okay. And if it's not on your mind and it's not in your thoughts, then you're not hitting the fridge up when you're not supposed to. It's, you know, it sounds simple, but how great would it be if we weren't thinking about food other than when we were supposed to, which, you know, dinner time or something. I mean, so anyway, have a great night, everyone. We'll keep you posted with, you know, whatever we're allowed to share. You know, we walk a fine line with that, and, you know, we'll make sure we let you know whatever we can let you know, and as quick as we can. So have a great night. Thank you again. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
God bless you.
This was awesome. Let's go to
Bye-bye.
Alaska.
You got it.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's great.